Hi everybody, welcome to Shelf Control. I'm Lisa.
I'm Norm.
Today we're going to talk about kind of revisiting 3 games that are similar that we've played in the past, see how they hold up now and what we think of them side by side.
So these are 3 games that we've already covered. If you've been following along, Terraforming Mars is the first one we did. We reviewed it back in September of 2022.
Oh wow.
So
2+ years ago.
This was one of the first games that we did a review of.
And it's in your top 10.
It's in my top 10.
It might still be in my top 10. I don't remember.
So yeah, it's been a while since we did our updated top 10, but yeah, this one I think is definitely in mine.
And then the next one we got was Ark Nova. I don't know if that was the next one we reviewed, but
it was the next one that we reviewed.
But it was the next one in our
and that one
collection.
Was October of 23.
Okay, so about a year later. And then the last one was Earth,
which we reviewed in April of 2024, this year.
Okay.
So let's start with the OG. This one was kind of unique. When I looked back at it, I gave it a 10 out of 10. Lisa didn't give it a number rating.
I didn't?
The first few reviews that we did, Lisa did not do a number rating.
Really?
So yeah, she did not give this rating, so maybe she will this time.
Yeah, I can give it a rating this time.
So we're not going to go into how to play or anything like that, because we went over that in the original video. If you're interested in that, you can check that out. Have you changed any ideas on this?
This one would be a 9 for me.
A 9?
Yep. So as far as gameplay, mechanics, how it plays, rulebook, all of that stuff, it would be a full 7. So it's a very well made game. Nothing I would change on it. And we bought some upgraded components for it that make the tiles for the cities and the forests.
we got the 3D tiles.
Yeah.
They were on sale one time, and we picked them up. And so when we play it, we're not taking it somewhere, we can do the 3D.
Yeah. So as far as the wow factor, or 0 to 3, I would give it a 2. So I think Norm likes to play it more than I do. It takes a lot out of me to play it, but I do enjoy playing it. So if someone suggests it, I will always play. But for me to suggest it, I have to be in the right mindset. But it is a solid 2 there. So I'd give this one a 9.
I would still give it the 10 out of 10. This is pretty much the perfectly designed game.
Wow.
In my opinion. Everything works so well in ways that you wouldn't expect. Like if you've seen our review video, the fact that you get 2 actions a turn, and you can take 1 and pass, and that's fine. Or you can take 2 in a row and then pass. There's so many things in this game that feel like achieving them is 3 turns away. Mm-hmm. And so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I can take 2 actions and get right up to getting this bonus, but that just means that somebody else can come in and get that bonus. Or if I bump it up, I'm 2 away. If I bump it up 1, then somebody else could use their 2 actions and get it. And so even the fact that the choice of whether you do 1 or 2 actions in a turn is meaningful. It's not just, it's almost like that was part of the design, that they weren't just like, let's just say 2 turns and then the next person goes.
Yeah, it was a well-designed
Everything fits together so well to add to that tension. The milestones that you're racing to get the points first, and the awards that you're racing to activate first, but you don't get scored till the end, and somebody can take those from you. It's got such a nice balance of racing for stuff now, and then setting up end game scoring that you hope that you can choose it early and still beat everyone else at that criteria by the end. And there's just so much to it. All we have is the base game and the Prelude expansion and the 3D tiles. There's lots of expansions for this game. Venus Next, Colonies, things that add a bunch to the game. Turmoil. But I'm not really interested in playing any of those. This seems perfect just the way it is. Adding on another board. Oh, we also have the Hellenus, and I forget the name of it, but it's an extra board, two-sided board, so it can change the map out. So it's a small change. It doesn't add like a whole nother board on the side and more pieces that you have to keep track of. It's just.
And we had the Ares expedition. Do we still have that?
We got rid of that.
Okay, I would have thought we did.
That's
more the card version.
Yeah, the card version. There were issues. That one did not feel as tightly designed as this. There were things about it that it was just kind of like, that's kind of weird.
And of the two, I'd rather play the board game anyway.
Yeah, this gets a 10 out of 10, even though it doesn't come off the shelf often. But
well, I mean, he has brought home a million other games that we have to play and get through. So do we have time to go back to our old favorites? No.
No, this is
in
more.
Fairness,
this is more one that would come off the shelf for a game night. If other people were coming over to play, we would bust this one out. If we wanted to play this, just the two of us, we've got the apps, and the app's really good for that. And
the app is good when we want to play with friends who can't come over. We'll jump on
you can play. You can play. You don't have to be local. You can play over the internet. This only comes out when we got somebody over and we just want to show them, hey, do you want to know what board gaming can be? This is what it can be.
Have you never played a board game before? Ooh, we're not bringing it out.
So yeah. So easy peasy. Nothing's changing. Still 10. 9 for her. Keeping it, most definitely.
Yeah.
So then we have Ark Nova, which was the 2023.
Okay, what do we give it?
So I gave it a 10. You gave it an 8.
An 8?
You gave it an 8.
Why?
So
when did I do this one? 2023?
This was in 2023.
October. Wow.
So this is the reason why this is part of the table. Is this is kind of like terraforming zoos. Is kind of what it feels like, because you've got the cards that have the icons at the top. That it's like, oh, if you have so many of this icon, then you can play this card. And
I'm gonna have to revisit why I gave it an 8, because if you were to ask me right now, that's a 10 out of 10.
Wow, so she's going up to a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would go down to a 9. But I
will play Ark Nova over Terraforming Mars any day. Both are similar. They both are pretty intense games, but I will always go towards terraforming a zoo over terraforming a planet.
I'm okay with playing either, but if you sat me down and said which is a better game, Terraforming Mars or Ark Nova, I would say Terraforming Mars every time. I might not want to play Terraforming Mars over Ark Nova on a particular day, but Terraforming Mars is the better designed game. So, but
I don't know if I can argue with you on that. I really don't. But
no, it comes down to theme mostly as to what you want to play on that particular day.
Yeah.
I like the action choice, how you have that tableau in front of you of 5 cards, and the further they are to one side, the stronger they are, and when you do that, it goes to the end, it gets weak, and all the other ones get stronger. And so you have to think, do I really want to do the strongest action of every card every time?
Or do you need to get some animals out? Do you need to get some sponsors?
It's like I really need to do this action.
Yeah. In order to do the thing you want to plan for the next turn. So there's a lot of strategy there.
So there's times you might take an action that you didn't want to, just because that bumps the one action up to the spot where you need it to be. And so there's a lot of that. I think one of the things that is kind of hard for me to wrap my head around is the scoring with the end game trigger, where you have the two, one is moving this way and one's moving this way, and then when they cross,
the appeal
that triggers the end. The appeal and the whatever the ecology conservation is what they call it. The appeal and the conservation, and
we've got a dog upstairs playing.
It's really hard for me to to like wrap my head around as to like what's the best strategy to do that. And also the end of the game, you'll like see it coming, but by the time you see it coming, there's no way to stop it really.
And
Because
he says he hasn't wrapped his head around how it works yet, but if I'm not mistaken, he wins every single time.
not every single time.
Every single time.
But you'll be playing and you'll be like, oh wait, I'm like so much appeal or so much conservation away from ending the game, and
it happens.
The cards in my hand, it's like there's nothing that I that will help me in any way except for playing this card, which will end the game. There's nothing. I can't stall the game out.
No, he's saying that, but no, there's like 3 more rounds that I need to get out everything that I had planned to do. But Mr. Jerkface is like, oh, I got nothing else really to do to stall, so I might as well end it. And meanwhile, everyone else has like 2 more turns.
That's part of the frustrating thing too, because I'll have in my hand, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to play this out, then I'm going to play that out, and then I'm going to play that out, and it's an awesome combo. Oh wait, if I play that first card of my combo out, that ends the game. I don't get to play that one and then that one out, and so then it's like, I want to get this combo out. How do I possibly stall? And it's like,
oh well, I'll end the game.
All right, there's no way. I guess
just
the first card's coming out,
and
everything else I was hoping to do is not going to happen.
Whatever.
So,
this game is, I will admit, this game's very frustrating for me to play, but I will say we have not played it. We got the aquarium expansion, and we played it a few times right when that expansion came out, but I don't think we've played it since.
No, we need to play it more
with
that expansion.
Because this game, it frustrated me because, again, Norm has so much more experience in board games with strategizing and just planning moves out in advance. But I think in the year and a half since we've reviewed this, I mean, we've played a lot of strategy games. So I think I've grown in that area. So I'm curious to revisit some of these older games that we reviewed to see how I would potentially, would I still rate them the same? Would I like them more? Would I like them less? Just because of the more experience I've had in the past few years playing these games. So it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to play this again with the expansion some more, because this is a really good expansion. It adds more cards, very little mechanics wise. It actually adds a mechanic to help you flush the market through a little bit, and so it doesn't add a whole bunch of weird stuff. But yeah, so I would actually drop this to a 9.
It's going up.
And she would bump it up to a 9.
It's going to a 10.
Oh yeah, she's bumping it to a 10. Ark
No,
Nova.
that's going to a 10.
So
that might be one of my favorite games.
Are we going to keep it?
Oh.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep it.
Is that a question? All right, let's talk about
Earth. Terraforming Earth. So this one was April of this year.
What do we give it?
And I gave it an 8, and you gave it an 8.
Okay.
So this is another one.
Another one.
This is another one that I don't think we've played since we reviewed it either.
Yeah. I would probably still keep it as an 8.
I'm thinking an 8, maybe leaning towards a 7. Let's drop it down a little bit. The main problem I have with this game is this is more point-sality of a game than I think I've ever played, where it doesn't matter what action you take, you're going to be getting some points from it, and a lot of points. It's like whatever cards are in your discard pile are worth points. The soil that you've collected is worth points. The cards that you have out are worth points. The sprouts are worth points. The growth is worth points. You got the end game points.
Points for everyone.
It's points everywhere. There's so many things to consider for points. Like everything gives you points, but what's the thing that gives you the best points at that moment? And so you've got that. Do I take the action to put stuff in my discard pile? That'll get me 7 points. Or do I take this action, which will put some sprouts there, which will give me a certain number of points? And then you have 4 up to 6 things that you're trying to get to, of like that some of them that you're trying to race for, and some that are bonus points if you meet them at the end of the game that you have to keep track of. Plus, your tableau has some end game scoring. There's like so much to keep track of.
It can make the game drag out a whole lot more. A person's turn may take a bit longer because they're plan out every possible scenario to see what's going to give them more points.
And there are some cards that it's almost like I wish I'd have known that was a possibility at the time, because you'll draw a card and it'll be like, oh, you get a lot of points if you have all your fungus all in a row or something like that. And it's like, oh, I didn't realize that was a thing. My fungus is scattered all over the place.
Don't you hate it when your fungus is scattered
And so it's
all
like,
over
if I'd have known that was an option, I would have kept my fungus together just in case I got that card.
Just contain fungus.
And so, yeah, when this game was kickstarted, it like had all these bits that's like, ooh, I like that. I like having all these end game scoring options. I like the racing to meet these criteria options. I like the fact that I can discard cards for points, or I can use growth for points, or I can do this. And so it was like bits from all these different games that's like, oh, I like that. I like that. But then when you lump them all together, it's like a milkshake with every single flavor in it, and it's like, oh no, that's too sweet. That's too much.
The art is beautiful.
Yeah, it's got
some really beautiful art.
I mean, look at the cover of the box.
I mean, it is
gorgeous.
Beautiful nature and plants, and it is really pretty.
This is the one where, even though my score might not change, I'm okay with letting this one go. Just because if I wanted to play a game like this, I'd probably do Ark Nova. And then if I wanted to go a little bit more, I would do Terraforming Mars. I can't think of who I would pull this off the shelf to be like, I want to show you this before or after I show you these. It's like if I want to show them Earth, it's be like, oh wait, you need to play Ark Nova. And then after you've played Ark Nova, we need to play Ark Nova again. I don't know why I would pull this off the shelf.
Because it's so pretty.
It is very pretty.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with him. I'm fine getting rid of this out of the collection because we have Ark Nova and Terraforming Mars. I will always, hands down, without a doubt, choose one of these two games over this one. So why would we keep it? Let someone else get it and enjoy it because it's going to be someone's favorite. It's not my favorite when comparing them to those two. It's just the only thing I would feel bad about getting rid of it over is just because it is so pretty to look at. But that's not a reason to keep it.
Yeah, this is almost a lesson in like too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
This was an expensive Kickstarter.
It wasn't as expensive as like a miniatures game or something like that, but it was about the retail price of a game. And but it does have the upgraded Kickstarter bits in it. And this is one that I got before my Kickstarter habits changed a little bit. And this might have been the one that changed that habit, where it's like, okay, this game's coming to retail, and if it's on retail, it's usually cheaper than the MSRP price. It may not have the deluxified bits. It might have the cardboard, but if it's a good game, I don't really care. And sometimes they show up on Nerds Day or a clearance, and you can get them cheaper. And so it's like, if you're not getting something special from the Kickstarter itself, this is the kind of thing that's like, oh, just wait for retail and pick it up then if it's got the good reviews and you think you like it. Because I still think that if I didn't get this on the Kickstarter, I would have picked it up somewhere for cheap. Like if it was on sale, I'd be like, oh yeah, Earth, that looked really cool, let me get it. And probably come to the same conclusion I'm coming to now, but wouldn't have spent as much money as I did.
It is a good game, but for us, Ark Nova or Terraforming Mars is going to be the game we go to over Earth.
Yeah, if your thing is plants, not animals,
Yep.
this is probably going to be your pick over Ark Nova. But
Yep. I'm going to choose
I'll
animals.
take animals.
He's going to choose space.
So yeah. So I guess we got one going away. Gonna practice some shelf control. So now we can take one of these ones off the floor and put it in the spot. So.
And I mean, do you like this type of video? So we've reviewed quite a lot of games, and we're still going through our collection, but as we find some that kind of are similar and can be categorized together, like 3 or 4 games, just kind of throwing up a video like this to revisit. Because again, it's been a couple years since we've looked at some of these games as we're going through the collection, and do we still like it as much as we did then? Is it something we still want to keep on the shelf, or is it something we need to go ahead and pass on?
Yeah, because we might play a game and we'll be like, "Oh, we thought Ark Nova was good. We didn't realize this game existed." And so things can change over time, and so.
And Norm keeps bringing a lot of games into the collection that might compare higher than others.
So do you want to see videos where we're going back like this? This is one game from 2022, one from 23, and one from this year. We've got other games from 2, 3 years, 1 or 2 years ago. We don't think we did any in 2021, but that we could revisit and see if anything changes and if they could leave the collection. Because as we're playing more games, getting a little bit more picky about what deserves a spot on our shelf.
Yep.
So let us know if you want to see more like this. We do our updated top 10s as we add more games to the list of what we've reviewed. But this is a little bit more in depth, where it's like Earth wouldn't make the top 10. We're going to let you know it's not keep staying on our collection.
So okay, we are making our way through Teotihuacan. So I'm trying to pronounce that correctly.
We're playing we're playing it for the 3rd time now with every single module put in. So we'll be able to do a review of the whole thing with everything included.
Yeah, I'd say in the next few days we'll be ready for that. We've gotten it at 2, 3, and 4 player counts. So my sister's ready to come back to do it again. She enjoyed playing it, so we'll
get more plays in, and
for science we'll get some more stuff in, and we'll let you know what we think of that one. So then we also have our Freedom 5 that we need to get playing, and waiting for our sons to tell us when their schedules are available for us to get that on the table. So we're excited for that one too. So good stuff coming.
So stay tuned, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when new things coming out. Oh, and we're also on Blue Sky now. I'll put the thing down here and in the description below if you want to follow us there.
Yeah. Still on Instagram.
Trying to keep up, posting pictures of games we're playing, and
just we're not hip.
Chatting with some people there. We're not very good at the social media, but we leave out a hashtag occasionally. But we're working on it, so we'd love to chat with you there too. Okay, so Terraforming Mars stays, Ark Nova stays. Earth is gonna go bring someone else some joy and happiness. So we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. Peace out, Earth. You're so pretty.